What's going on, everybody? Today I thought I'd give my 2 cents on Fear 3's multiplayer mode, fucking run. And yep, it's just as it sounds. This game mode is pretty much an all-out. It's not like a free-for-all, but it is like you got to keep moving. It's not like a racing game exactly, but it's the closest thing to a racing game meets a shooter I think I've ever had, where like right out in the open on this particular map, you're already kind of screwed. There are so many guys, but you just gotta power through. I think it also showcases the horror factor because right away the wall is coming, and that if you don't know, in fucking run, it's you gotta keep running because otherwise that will kill you. That is instant death. If you're playing with 4 people, you gotta work as a team because if one guy goes down and gets eaten by the wall, it's over for everyone. And I think it's especially hard, like that. It sounds tough for 4 people, like oh, if one goes down, like the other 3 are screwed. But no, you can save them, and it doesn't take. It takes about 2.5 seconds to revive someone, which is not very long at all if you just turn around and help them for a second. But like it says, you got to keep moving. Basically, I mean, you can kind of stop and rest for a few seconds, but the wall is not going to stop for you. And when you get close to the wall, or when the wall gets close to you, however you want to phrase that, your screen goes black and you start hearing screams, and that means, like, okay, you need to start running now. And I like how they kind of have that indicator, so it's not just like randomly, like it touches your pinky toe and it's all over, and you're like, come on, man. But no, this is actually, compared to all the other modes, this is actually kind of unique in my opinion, because Soul King and Soul Survivor are sort of competitive work-together modes, and Contractions is sort of like a survival-based game, but this is survival, but it's also like, it just keeps you on edge, and I think out of all the games, this definitely is the one with the most adrenaline, and maybe the scariest, just because, again, you got something you can't stop, and you just have to keep moving when hordes and hordes of waves of enemies continue to come. And I really do like how it is team-based. Like, playing alone is probably harder, depending on how you want to look at it. Like, you're alone, so if you go down, it's all over. You don't have a team with you, but you're also alone, so you don't have anyone else's weight to carry, so choose your evil there. But, no, I just really like this system, and I think it works pretty good, actually. And as long as you keep moving, it's really not that bad. Like, you don't have to just keep running, because you will die if you just run through everyone. You do need to kill some of these guys, but really, as long as you run, kind of find cover, shoot some people, run, kind of find cover, it works out pretty good. In this particular map, I made it pretty far. The other 2 maps I'm not as good at, like I need a team, but this one alone I could play solo. The other 2 aren't bad, but in my opinion, this is my personal favorite, and this is the easiest one to play. Plus, it gets pretty, like, the farther you get, the trickier it gets. Like, at some point, we're going to be climbing up ladders and jumping off rooftops. Right now, we're just going between buildings, but it will get increasingly difficult and more difficult to move not only through the enemies, but also through the terrain, because that wall, I mean, it's not like snake weighing its way through, like, around. It is just a wall that is just taking the whole city. So that's pretty cool. And usually I don't have like any problem with ammo here. That's usually not the problem. It's just staying alive is the problem. But that's what I like. It's not like a survival-based game like Contractions, where it's like enemies, you kill them, you get more supplies, you come back, which I love. I do like that system. But this is like more adrenaline. And see here, the wall was really, really close to me, so my screen started to black out. And that's pretty much cue to you need to run. Like, it doesn't matter if there's 5 guys in front of you. I'd rather take those 5 guys in front of me as opposed to the wall, which will kill me instantly. So that's what I kind of like about it. So something I didn't really like is it's kind of tough solo. I know I said you can do it solo, but it definitely the whole game is a multiplayer based game, like a co-op thing. But if you try to play anything solo, it's like some games, if you play with like 2 people or more, how it adds like difficulty, it adds more guys. I'm pretty sure it doesn't do that in this game. And there is a rest area, obviously. Every couple places there's a rest area, and that's what I kind of consider a new, not wave or round, but like a new section, I suppose. I have never made it to an end if there is one. I'm going to assume there's an end, but it could go on infinitely. It's not impossible. Well, not infinitely, I suppose. Eventually it would start repeating something's done, but you know what I mean. It would go on in a loop. But yeah, it's tougher solo because if you add more people, it doesn't get any more difficult, other than the fact that in this game in particular, you got to watch their back. And these were the ladders I was alluding to, where you can climb up, and actually it's kind of scary because you're going straight up when you need to be going forward, and the wall's still coming. But yeah, you get up here, and it's a nice change. I really like how they did that. The other thing that was kind of not too good for this game in particular was I know I said if one dies, everyone dies. and it does make it kind of difficult. Like if one goes down and he's too close to the wall and you can't make it to him in time, it's over. So teamwork is crucial, and if you're not playing with a teamwork like a team, your solo skills are very crucial, as you can see there. Like just looking back sometimes kind of makes you remember, like, oh god, that's what I'm running from. And then all these soldiers don't look so bad. Like you look ahead and you're like, oh man, there are like 10 guys over there. Do I really have to? And you turn around, there's like the giant wall, and you're like, right, I'll take the 10 soldiers. But I know what I really did like. It was this is a very unique co-op based game mode because Fear 3 doesn't have the traditional team deathmatch, capture the flag game types for like online competitive stuff. And most games now have cooperative modes where it's like co-op campaign or a survival mode. But this is kind of different. This is like a survival mode, but it's like you're never in one place for more than a second, and it is constant teamwork. It's a very unique experience, and it actually plays really well. And for someone who might have been looking at it like, this looks stupid, it's really not. It's actually pretty fun. And out of all the game modes, it's definitely a challenge. Like put this on Fearless, which is the equivalent to hard, and come in here with like 4 guys, and like just see how far you can make it. It's not as easy as it seems. You really got to work together. And see, I go stumbling here and everything. But I really do like how it's a horror game, and sometimes horror games that have multiplayers aren't that scary. Like Fear 2's multiplayer wasn't scary at all. Neither was Fear 1. This is like somehow they were able to take the element that is horror and put it in the multiplayer through games like Contractions, and especially Fucking Run, with that behind you all the time. It's just like they inserted horror into multiplayer, and it's not something I've actually seen anyone else do before. I mean, people have tried to make things look scary, but this is like different, and I just think it works really well. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say on Fucking Run. It's love the game type name, love the mode, plays really well solo or co-op, and yeah, if I had to give it like a rating, I'd honestly give it like an 8 or a 9, and that's pretty high in my book because of how unique it is. Also, as a side note, if you pre-order the game and have Fettel's pistol, it's not quite as useful here as it is in modes like Contractions, but it is still pretty useful being a 2-hit kill. So yeah, thank you guys for watching the video. If you agreed with anything, had your own thoughts, feel free to let me know, and until next time, I'll catch you later.